This is the Ring of Honor, a.k.a. Shane T, boy, the baddest champion you ever seen, boy.
This is Mr. Anderson.
This is good old JR Jim Ross, and you are listening.
You're listening to Knockouts and 3 Counts.
Cover! We got a new world champion!
That might be one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen in my life.
Knockouts and 3 Counts is the podcast, baby! It's the real deal, baby!
Knockouts and 3 Counts starts now.
Ooh, what up, though, and happy holidays. We are here with the GWOAT herself, Claressa Shields. How you doing? We appreciate the time. Thanks for checking us out and checking out bodyslam.net.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Can't complain. I just busy day today, but we're getting close to the holidays, which I know it's busy for you because you got the holiday drive going on this weekend, which I got to come out to last year with thanks to the homie AB Boxing News and all that stuff. So before we get into anything else, tell me about that. How's it feel to be back in the mitten and being able to give back again? I mean, now this is the 4th annual event you've had for this.
You know what? During Christmas time, I just love to give back to the community. Like the SCOC, give back to the community year round. But like Christmas is like our biggest giveaway. You know, it's like we get to give back to so many kids. And it's not just the toys, but we're giving back like food baskets that got chickens and macaroni and cheese and potatoes and apples, oranges. We're giving away clothes, hats, coats. So it's like helping the kids and helping the families and more than just giving them a toy. You know, we really want to help the community for the holidays. So it means a lot to me. And I'm happy that we can continue doing it. Like this is a big year for us.
Man, it's cool to see because, like I said, I got to see it firsthand. And for anybody that didn't get to see anything or any of the press releases on it, I mean, you had a line out the door and down the street, and you guys literally gave away stuff for hours while I was there. So, I mean, shout out to you for doing that. Tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind starting this whole thing. I know giving back is one thing, but what inspired you to say, you know what, not only do I want to give back, but I want to have something that's going to be an annual thing to be able to give back?
Well, the Shields Community Outreach Corporation helps throughout the year. But just for Christmas, I remember coming up as a kid and my dad was in prison and my mom was, you know, having her struggles. And we used to go to a church and they would have our gifts there. And we would get our gifts. We wouldn't know what they were till we got home. And a lot of times I would get this tall Barbie doll. I didn't want a Barbie doll. You know, so for the Christmas giveaway, it was more of like I wanted the kids and the families to not only be able to get food and clothes and stuff like that, but when it comes to the toys, I wanted the kids to be able to pick their own toys. So we have like a no parent allowed area and we send the kids in, they go through the circle, they pick a gift and then they walk out one way after they get a pick with Santa. So it's important that we let the kids pick their own gifts, and it kind of gives the parents an insight of the kids, of who they are and how they are, right? Like last year we had a kid who mom wanted him to get a hoverboard, but he came inside and grabbed a basketball, right? And she just like, I didn't even know he liked basketball. I said, well, now you know, because out of all these toys,
That's
picked
what he went to.
the basketball. So I don't know if he played basketball for that year or what, but I know at least he had a basketball he could take to the court where he can at least start practicing and playing. His mom know he had interest in it. So I always wanted a remote control car growing up. Nice. And after breaking the doll arms and legs for the 3rd year in a row, my mom, I finally told her, like, Mom, I do not want a Barbie doll. I would like a remote control car. She's like, why you didn't say that? I said, you never asked, but you keep giving me this Barbie doll, and I tear the arms and the legs and the head off of it every year, and then you come back next year and give me another one. So
that's awesome.
The next year I got me a remote control car, but it's just things like that I always think about just during my childhood. And just, you know, too, like having the dinners and everything. Like, I don't want no child to feel left out. Like, on Christmas Day, I believe every family and kid should be able to have a dinner together, be able to open their gifts together, and just have have a time together. Like, I don't want it to be a sad or a miserable time, because the holidays are hard. Not just because of what everybody else is doing, but I mean, I've lost a lot of family in the month of December. My grandmother passed December 21st, 4 days before Christmas, when I was 15 years old. I got cousins who are gone now in the month of December. Um, Thanksgiving, I got people who have passed away. So the holidays don't really seem the same. And really, it's a depressing time for me. But to be able to spend so much time like training my kids and getting the Christmas gifts together and getting the whole thing together for the Christmas giveaway keeps me occupied. And I feel good giving back, knowing that I'm helping the families and helping the kids.
That's awesome to hear. Like I said, I mean, I got to see a lot of that stuff myself. And not only are you giving back at the holiday season, like I said, we're a combat sports show as well. You got to bring big time boxing back here to Detroit. I was in the front row with past guest of our show, Darren McCarty, right behind K9 and everybody. I was at the press conference. So shout out to you for doing that. That was cool to see and be a part of. Tell me, as we go into 2024, what does that mean to you now that the dust is cleared to have been able to bring that back to Detroit? And what are your thoughts on the last fight?
I mean, I would love to fight in Detroit again at the Little Caesars Arena. I had 12,000 people come out. It was a 15,000 seat arena, so we were 3,000 short from selling out. But I believe that with another shot and with another opponent, that people are still going to come out to see me fight. And I proved that women's boxing have fans. People will cheer for us. I mean, like, the crowd and everything was just crazy there, and I really had a great time fighting there. Um, I feel like my performance was very dominant, but that's what everybody expected from me. So I had to deliver. Never come up short, especially with that many people from my hometown cheering for me. It was just such a great thing. Even my Shields Community Irish Corporation, then we sponsored 1,000 kids just in the
Saw that.
Genesee, Michigan area for them to come. So we had Pontiac, Detroit, Flint, um, Saginaw. We had all those areas bring their kids, and we gave them tickets to the fight. So that was something else that I've been doing through my organization. So um, it was great though. I had a great time doing it, and I would love to fight there again. But I feel like 2024, I'll be having a MMA fight first, and then I'll be fighting
Well,
boxing.
I would love to see PFL come here as well, because we've had many of the PFL stars on this show as well. But I guess that's as good a place as any to start. Since we're talking about PFL and MMA, what are your thoughts on PFL going into 2024 now that they've had the acquisition of Bellator? You could have a whole new influx of talent. I mean, it's only going to make and bolster PFL as you guys go into a new year.
Yeah, hopefully we can finally get that fight against Chris Cyborg and Kayla Harrison, or Larissa Pacheco and Chris Cyborg, and with the years to come, then I'll be in the ring. I mean, I'll be in the cage fighting against those girls. So it's great. I think it's great for the sport and great for women, and hopefully we get some of those super fights.
It's funny you bring up Chris Cyborg, because I actually just interviewed the BKFC women's flyweight champion Christine Faria last night, and she was saying she wanted to fight Cyborg, but Cyborg commented on our clip and said, let me get to PFL and fight Kayla Harrison, which means she'll be right in line of sight for the GWOAT. So I don't know, man. Either way, I would love to see y'all scrap at some point, because hands-wise, you and Cyborg would be something to watch. But as we look into PFL, what's next, and how are you feeling as you come back into the MMA cage? Because like I said, I'm from here in Michigan as well. I know you've been training with the boys over at Murcielago, and past guests of the show, Mondo Gutierrez and Joaquin and all those guys over at Simmons. So how are you feeling about getting back in the cage?
I'm feeling good. MMA training is hard, especially on the ground for me. Like, if we're talking about standing up, none of the guys at the gym is like, they're like, if we ever spar you, because I'll spar something, like, we're taking you to the ground. Nobody's gonna stand up and fight with you. We have to get that in your head, because even though I'm a boxer, I feel like a fight is a fight. And they're like, we're not gonna fight your fight. We're gonna fight the fight that we're better at, which is on the ground. So just yesterday I was in the gym with Buck, and I'm freaking caught in a triangle lock from another guy, and he's coaching me how to get out of it, and just what I need to do when I'm on the cage, the body positioning. So we're just been drilling that stuff. So it's a great gym to be at, and I'm learning a whole lot. It's just about being able to make the time to get there and to keep learning, and just not to get like discouraged. Like, I am a person who love hard work, but um learning it could be a process, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to knowing. I know a lot about boxing. You know, I can say I know a lot about boxing. I'm doing it for 17 years. I'm the pound for pound #1 woman in the world. You know, top 10 boxing period. If you want to mix the men and the women together, I'm top 10. So it's like when you're doing MMA now, it's like I don't know this ground stuff. I've never been in these positions. Sometimes I'm sitting there listening to the instructions and I'm confused the whole time until somebody comes over there and break it down step by step by step. And sometimes, well, at the beginning, I just feel like, yeah, I'm ready to go. The first 30 minutes being confused of a 2-hour session, you like, yeah, we got an hour and 30 minutes left, but I'm ready to go. So it's like having that humility and having that heart to just be uncomfortable in those moments and actually at least try, which I've done, which I've tried, I've learned, and I've gotten better. But it has been some frustrating days where I've been like, I can't believe I'm signed up for this shit.
I could totally see that with you coming from the boxing side, because I started with boxing and I have a purple belt in jiu-jitsu myself at this point. So like that's the funny thing with
Congratulations.
thank you. I appreciate that. With like MMA training, it's just funny how one day you can feel real good. You can feel good in sparring, you can feel good in grappling, you can feel good in all the aspects. And then another day you could just have somebody get you in a spot and you get stuck and there's just not shit you can do to get up. And it's
Yeah.
just one of those things where you get stuck. So that's one of the things that's real interesting with MMA and boxing too, for that matter. But just like combat sports training in general, just that getting stuck and being like, you know what? Some days you can be the hammer, some days you can be the nail. But it's just cool to hear and see the growth in that. Like I said, I've kept an eye on it. Like I said, because Mondo and a few of the other guys from Murcielago are all past guests of this show as well. So.
Mhm.
With that said, before I let you get out of here, you got to tell me. I know enough about your career to know that I know you like to know who's in your division and stuff like that. As you go into PFL, you've already mentioned Cyborg. Are there any other names in the PFL women's division that stick out as people that you'd like to see on the other side of the cage in 2024?
I didn't say I wanted to fight Chris Cyborg in MMA 2024. I
No, I'm
would.
saying you'd like to fight her down the road is all I'm saying. I'm
Oh,
saying,
oh,
yeah,
like,
sorry.
oh, like down the road, 2025, 26, 27, whatever. I mean, I would love to share the ring with Kayla Harris. I mean, share the cage with Kayla Harrison,
Mhm.
share the ring with Larissa Pacheco, share the ring with, I think her name is Jenna. Is it, she comes from Bellator.
Um, uh, oh, I
Start
know
with a
who you're talking.
J.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Give me a second and I'll come up with it, but I know who you're talking about.
Okay, but I just really want to fight against like the best and challenge myself. Like right now, I see Kayla Harrison as she's a better MMA fighter than me because she has more experience and she has that great judo background and jujitsu background. And then same thing with Larissa Pacheco. Like she has good hands, but she's also great on the ground too. So within a few years, I would love to challenge myself against them. 100%.
That's awesome because that's another thing that's cool with this merger is there's so much talent. Not just you coming in, you
Yeah.
got the Bellator influx. So by the time you get back in that cage, there's going to be a new crop of talent. Well, I appreciate the time. If you got anything else you want to let anybody know, let everybody know where the event's going to be this weekend and how they can donate and still get all that stuff in there and where they can check you out in PFL.
Okay, so one, you can donate to the Shields Community Irish Corporation. You can either go to the links on my Facebook, Instagram, or my Twitter, and the links are in my bio. Or you can just keep it simple and go to Cash App, send us some money on cash tag SCOC 2023. The Claressa Shields of annual Christmas giveaway is December 23rd, 12 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. First come, first served. We'll be giving away toys, um family bag dinners, we got fruits, we got vegetables, we're gonna have shirts, uh shirts, sweaters, hats, coats, and also some hygiene and things for your hair. So I will see you guys Saturday, 12 to 4 p.m.
You heard it. The GWOAT is getting you together for Christmas all around. You're going to eat good, look good, smell good. You'll be all right. Until next time, in the in-between time, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Peace.